Okay, so are you ready to dive deep into this movie, RRR?
I am. I am. This one's been on my list for a while now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And, everyone's been talking about it, saying it's
There's
amazing.
lots of buzz for sure.
Yeah, so we wanted to see what the hype's all about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we read some reviews, and this movie sounds like it's got everything: action, music, history, and even some bromance thrown in for good measure.
Sounds like a wild ride.
Or it does.
Us.
But we're not just going to, like, recap the plot or anything,
Yeah.
We want to figure out what makes this movie so special, why it's connecting with audiences worldwide.
Right.
Yeah.
Getting to the heart of it, more than just the surface level.
Exactly. So one thing that really jumps out from the reviews is this idea of epic scale. Like people using phrases like breathtaking action and soulful music
Yeah.
and saying this movie just transcends boundaries.
Yeah, you see that a lot.
Yeah. So is this just hype, you think? Or is there something actually unique about this movie?
I think it's more than just hype. I mean, Indian cinema has a long history of these really big, spectacular films.
Yeah. Right. Like those Bollywood musicals I've seen clips of.
Exactly. But RRR seems to be doing something different, even for Indian cinema. Like, it's pushing the boundaries even further.
Okay, so what sets it apart then?
Well, for one thing, the director, S.R. Rajamouli, he's kind of a master of this kind of epic storytelling.
Oh, yeah. I've heard his name before. Didn't he do like Bahubali?
Yes, exactly. Bahubali, the beginning, and Bahubali 2, the conclusion. Those were both huge hits, big, epic action, visual effects. He really knows how to make a spectacle.
Right. So he's got experience with this kind of thing.
Yeah, and with RRR, he's taken it even further. But it's not just about the scale. He's also known for blending genres really well.
Genres, like mixing different types of movies together.
Yeah, so in RRR, you have this historical drama about the British Raj in India, but then it's also this action extravaganza, and there's even some musical elements too.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he manages to bring all these different elements together seamlessly, and that's what makes it so appealing to a wide audience.
I see. So it's not just for people who love action movies or just for people who love history movies. It's got something for everyone.
Right.
Okay, that's interesting.
Plus, on top of all that, it's 182 minutes long.
Whoa, 182 minutes. That's over 3 hours.
Yeah, so going in, it's not going to be your typical movie experience.
No kidding. Okay, I have to ask about this bromance thing that all the reviewers are mentioning, because honestly, that's what kind of caught my eye. I mean, epic scale, sure, that sounds exciting, but bromance, friendship, loyalty, rebellion, that hints at like some real emotional depth beyond just the explosions and stuff.
Oh, definitely. It's not just mindless action. The heart of the film is the relationship between these two main characters.
And who are these characters exactly?
Well, it's actually based on a true story, or at least loosely based on a true story.
Really?
Yeah. The two main characters are Komaram Bhim and Alluri Siparama Raju. They were both real-life Indian revolutionaries who fought against British rule.
Wow, okay. So the movie's about their lives.
It is, but it's heavily fictionalized.
Fictionalized. Okay.
Yeah.
So they take some liberties with the story.
A lot of liberties, actually. But even though it's fictionalized, it still manages to capture the spirit of their struggle and the intensity of their bond.
So it's more about the feeling and the message than like historical accuracy.
Exactly. And the actors who play them, N.T. Ramarao Jr. and Ram Charan, they just have this incredible chemistry on screen.
That's what I've heard. Everyone's raving about their performances.
Yeah, they bring so much energy and emotion to their roles. You really feel the connection between them.
Okay, I am seriously intrigued now. Like it seems like they managed to balance all this, the historical backdrop, the action, the emotional stuff, and then you add in the music on top of that.
And the music is phenomenal. Composed by M.M. Kiravani.
This is where Natu comes in.
Yes! It's this big, energetic dance number, and it won an Oscar.
I know, right? An Oscar. That's crazy.
The first Indian film song to ever win Best Original Song. It's huge.
It is huge. I can't even imagine how excited people must have been.
It was a big deal. It really put Indian cinema on the map globally.
For sure. And the song itself is just so catchy. I've heard it like a million times.
Yeah, it's impossible not to dance to it.
So that's got to be part of the movie's appeal, too. Like it's just pure fun and energy.
Absolutely. It's infectious.
Okay, so we've talked about the epic scale, the bromance, the music, and the historical backdrop.
Right.
But there's one more thing that I keep seeing in the reviews, and this is that it has these universal themes about courage and sacrifice and fighting for justice.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, do you think a story set in India during British colonial rule, do you think that can really resonate with people from all different cultures?
I think it absolutely can,
Yeah.
because at its core, it's a story about fighting for what you believe in. It's about standing up for what's right, even when the odds are stacked against you. And those are themes that everyone can relate to, no matter where they're from.
That's a good point, because I guess we've all felt that in some way, haven't we?
Right. And I think that's why RRR has been so successful globally, because it takes these universal themes and presents them in a way that's both exciting and emotionally engaging.
Okay, so after diving deep into all of this, does this sound like a movie you want to watch?
Oh, absolutely. I'm even more excited to see it now.
Me too.
Yeah.
And for our listeners out there, we want to hear from you. Does RRR sound like something you'd be into? What about it intrigues you the most? Is it the action, the music, the bromance? Let us know.
Because here's something to think about. If a movie about two revolutionaries from India can have such a huge impact all over the world, what does that tell us about the power of stories to connect with people across cultures?
That's a really good question. And it's definitely something to think about. So yeah, let us know your thoughts. Hit us up on social media and let's keep this conversation going. And until next time, keep on diving deep.